YouTube? It's your boy JB, aka the King of Soul, and today we got some Jordan 4s to look at. The Air Jordan 4 Retro. This is the fire red colorway. Before we get into the review, do me a favor, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. If you do dig the content, make sure you hit that share button. These videos that we do on this channel are strictly for review purposes. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the review. Now, Air Jordan 4 Fire Red, heavily sought after sneaker. Now, in my opinion, Jordan 4s, they are starting to gain some traction, get some hype as far as being like one of the most popular Air Jordan silhouettes of all time. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, I feel like, the Air Jordan 4s aren't really under my radar. But I do feel like, there are certain colorways and collaborations that have come about, as of lately, with the Travis Scott brand and things like that. But this was actually one of the OG colorways that I felt like, that was the most solid. Now, on the box, you do have this Air Jordan Flight logo. And then the box label does read Air Jordan 4 Retro, white, fire red, black, and then tech gray. Now, it wasn't heavily sought after sneaker. Most Air Jordans, you're going to get that black, white, and red just to kind of match the Chicago Bulls, of course. But I just felt like, this particular release was actually kind of plain. There was a few things that I felt that I wish they would have tweaked, to kind of enhance this actual release. But at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. Plain white sneaker, you can't go wrong with this one here. Now, this particular sneaker was actually gifted to me by a vendor, and I will go ahead and tag them. So again, thank you guys for, entrusting me with your product. Excellent quality, excellent leather, going through the entire upper of the sneaker. On the lateral side of the sneaker, you do have, the sneaker for the most part is pretty much what you would expect with any other Air Jordan 4. I do notice on this sneaker, the cut on it is a little bit different than the actual Air Jordan Fire Red release. I can't really recall what year that was, but there was an Air Jordan 4 Fire Red that had released a few years back, and the cut on here is a little bit different. This one was actually kind of cut to be like a mid versus the low on the actual other one. But you do have pretty much the same standard build of any other Air Jordan 4. Now you do have this black wing here on the side going to the lace crown and red. And there's another red lace crown here going towards the bottom, going toward the toe box area. There is this black mesh material here on the inside, and it is it does have that white netting. Now the black to me does add a little bit more contrast to the sneaker, but this is one of those things that I feel like they would have executed a little bit better. But in my opinion, it is what it is. You do have this air bubble going across here towards the midsole, and then you do have this black along the midsole here as well, and you do see there are some brush strokes. Thought that was a pretty decent touch to this actual sneaker. Then you got that hit of red and the black going across the the sole of the sneaker again as well. Now going toward the front of the sneaker, you do have more of this netting going toward the the tongue, going across the tongue of the sneaker. And then there's a lot of this white leather material, pretty solid as far as the quality. So again, can't go wrong with an Air Jordan 4. White laces, to match the entire upper of the sneaker. Then you have that Air Jordan 1 flight logo, Air Jordan flight logo going across the tongue here. Now, me in particular, I felt this is something they could have did a little bit different here, but again, I'm here for it. Then going across the other side of the sneaker, everything is pretty much similar that's on the other side. So you have the red lace crowns, you have the black wing, and then more of that white netting going across the midsection of the sneaker. And then you have the air bubble. Back of the sneaker, one thing that I am happy that they actually did with this particular sneaker is they actually put that Nike Air branding. Now, I'm one of those people. I mean, I don't know. The question was actually asked to me by someone a few days ago, because we were having a conversation about Air Jordan 4s when I had released, received the sneaker. And I was just saying, like, I was just happy that they had kind of went along with this. Now, Air Jordan 4s, they do have some of them, they just have it where it's just like, that Air Jordan logo in the back. Now, I don't know, it's the same thing with the Air Jordan 3s. Like, I prefer to have that Nike Air branding on the back. It's not a big deal, but it's just something that it's just something about it that just like entices like, the actual like overall look of the sneaker. So it's not a deal breaker or anything like that. It's just, to me, I just find this to be more favorable. Then let's go ahead and look at the bottom of the sneaker. So of course, you got some pretty good traction, herringbone traction actually on this one, going through the entire bottom of the sneaker. You have that cement gray. There's the red Nike logo here at the bottom. And this is pretty much what you would expect from like any other Air Jordan 4. Like most of their bottom, like the bottom of the sneakers, like they're pretty much like the same. They do have like some where they will like switch this up, like, and probably do like the Air Jordan logo to kind of match like the back of the sneaker. So it just depends. Like, I think like when they do that Nike Air branding, it's more of like a nod to like the OG colorways, like, cause there are like, some colorways, like when Jordan brand kind of became like its own, thing, like with Nike, that's when they had made the change here. If you didn't know, that's what it is. So like most like this is an OG colorway. So what happens is like they tend to put that Nike Air branding on the OG colorways, just to kind of like nod to like the Air Jordan releases that, back when the Air Jordan 4s are originally released. And then thereafter, like, we started getting like more colorways. So like any new colorways, like that's when they'll like put like that Air Jordan logo on the back versus the Nike branding. But again, this is like a pretty solid release. One of my favorite Air Jordan 4s. It's just, again, like I just wish they would have did like a few things different, but not a deal breaker at all. And then like on the back of, cause like going across like the ankle collar, like, you are met with like, this is all leather here, and then on the inside you have some of that mesh material here, and then like there's like a tab on the back of the tongue of the sneaker, and they do have like Air Jordan upside down, and that's on both sneakers. On the inside of the shoe, on the insole, it's all black, and then it does have the Nike Air branding on, the inside of the shoe as well too. But in my opinion, like I said, this is one of my favorite Air Jordan 4s. I just feel like, there was a few things that I would have executed a little bit differently. But that's pretty much it. Nothing really else too much else to highlight on this one here, other than the fact that they do have like, this orange Nike hang tag on the other sneaker here. But pretty solid release. If I was to rate these out of a 10, I would definitely give it like a 9, only because, like I said, there was a few things that I would like to change, and then, but minor things, but I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. But again, this pair of sneakers was gifted to me. And I definitely tag the seller in the video, just to kind of let you guys know where I actually got this sneaker from. But overall, like, the quality and everything was excellent. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna talk to you guys to death. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a 360 real quick of the shoe, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get you guys an on foot and the B-roll like always. But again, thank you guys for taking the time to tune in to my channel. Make sure you guys stay engaged. I'm on everything. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Everything is at King of Soul. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to leave those below, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get you that 360. So that's the front of the sneaker. There's the lateral side of the right, lateral side of the left sneaker. There's your medial side. There's your bottom, herringbone traction. And then let me get the back. And then there's the back of the sneaker. So again, overall pretty solid release, but again, I appreciate you guys taking the time to, you know, tune in. But yeah, man, until next time, see you later.